Come and get your lollipops.
This is your daily briefing. You're most welcome to it, of course. A very silly boy lost his marbles last night and decided to tweet that today's game was postponed, wasn't happening, finito, cancelled, nothing to see. I just wanted to spin through this, and this isn't dancing on somebody's grave here. We've all published so-and-so is likely or set to sign for Spurs or Manchester United or whatever next week. But in those processes, there are so many things that can go wrong and invariably do go wrong. So you can have it from the player's mum that, oh yeah, he went down to the training visit, oh, he's so happy, can't wait to start. And then 3 days later, it's not happening. And the minutiae of the opportunity for derailment is huge. But my point here and my angst with this, my ire with this business from this Football London clown, is that there was no room for the thing to get postponed in the manner that it was presented. Now, just spin through it. I mean, maybe you think I'm being a bit, but we need to stop this. How many hours? I don't look because I'm trying to look after my mental health. But how many hours were wasted discussing this on forums and on YouTube channels and God knows where? Because this child was guilty of behaving so stupidly. Now, it doesn't matter if the game had been postponed or not, because in this instance, and this is the kernel, this is the nub of the reason that I'm so annoyed, is that it wouldn't have made any difference to what he published. The Premier League rules state that 13 outfield players must be unavailable, including a goalkeeper, and there's terms and conditions that apply to that, in order for a game to be qualified to be an application to be made for it to be postponed. He only had the concrete news that there were 2 club staffers that were infected. It was just utterly irresponsible because it was completely at odds with the laws, with the rules and regulations of the game. We then had this wave of stuff in the morning saying that the clubs had yet to acknowledge whether the game was going ahead or not. And this, you see, what this guy sparked was a whole timeline of stupid debate. It's not for football clubs to wake up in the morning and then be obliged to tell you whether the game is on or whether it's off. It's on until you hear otherwise. And the fact that one child, who I say lost his mind, has been a catalyst for all this daftness. So we had all this. My understanding is the protocols are such that any applications would have had to have been made last night, yesterday, Christmas Day, whatever, and it's all done electronically. So don't talk to me about nobody's at the office. And then on the morning of the game or the day of the game, based upon my understanding of standard protocols, not based on anything I'm hearing, is that clubs will then test before travelling from Hotspur Way and wherever Palace were staying as a precaution. And then you've got this 11th hour safety net whereby if there's been a whoosh in infections of the virus, then you're in a position to have up-to-date, bang on the money information. So unless Palace or Tottenham had experienced an almighty surge in positive cases overnight, which is not impossible, but it would have been rather curious, then the game would have taken place. Well, it's not up for debate that a handful of backroom staff were in a position to derail an entire Premier League match. So that's what the guy said in his tweet initially. It's off. There's a couple of backroom staff, Palace guys, have tested positive. It's off. No, son, you were wrong. And you've caused so many people aggravation. I saw people crying on Twitter. I've got to leave the house in 40 minutes. So do I get on my train? All this stuff. Just utterly irresponsible. So, and the conclusion to this is that Football London's Mark Wyatt celebrated Christmas Day 2021 by taking a shit with his clothes on. Spurs are 4-6, Palace are 4-1. So the emphasis here is on Spurs to win. The draw is 14-5, and Harry Kane, first goal scorer, is 5-2, and that might be worth your consideration. It's 7th plays 11th, and my prediction is Spurs to snap back into life and win by a margin of at least 2 goals. Good luck, keep it Tottenham.